welcome to another cooking video. So you might be wondering, what am I doing here? It's not a shopping video. I just really wanted to explain to you guys what this video is about and how YouTube has been a blessing to me. So in fact, backstory, YouTube has been really showing me pepper. In the last 2 weeks, they've taken like over 900 watch hours from my channel, and it was so heartbreaking, very discouraging. I told a few people about it, but I said to myself, I'm not going to give up. I know why I started this. Cooking for me isn't just even about the money that YouTube is going to pay me, but it's my number one hobby. Driving is number two. Cooking is my number one hobby, and I want to just use this channel to bless the families of the world and make money while at it. So while YouTube was busy taking out watch hours and all, I didn't know that God was also preparing another channel for me. And a subscriber reached out to me after I posted my December spread, the one I did at Christmas, and said, hey, I want you to handle my retreat for my staff. And it was really interesting because I said to myself that this year I wanted to venture into private catering and small parties, but I hadn't really given it much thought yet. I knew I wanted to do it, but it was something in the works. And here God was just like, my dear, take this thing and just run with it. And it's such a blessing. When I was doing the shopping, I'm like, see me, so YouTube is not paying yet, but I'm getting blessed. And you guys, I needed to come on here and just say that, hey, I'm so excited. I'm very, very thankful for each and every one of you 570 plus subscribers who just believe in me, who love what I do, who come on here day in, day out to drop comments, watch these videos. Your support is very, very appreciated. And to this one subscriber who's taking a leap of faith with me, thank you so much. I'm definitely not going to let you down, guys. I'm going to be cooking for the next 3 days, like breakfast, lunch and dinner, and it's just such a blessing. I really love and appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go and cook. So for breakfast, I decided to make this fully loaded chicken sandwich. And in fact, I would have shown you the menu really, but we tweaked some things eventually, so maybe I still will. There you go. Like I said, we tweaked some things, but it still worked out. So for the chicken, I'd pre-seasoned that the night before. And, I then proceeded in the morning to stir fry and also make out like the other things that I was going to be using for this sandwich, being some cabbage, some carrots, lettuce, eggs, and a couple of other things. So in this particular video, I am not really going to be dwelling too much on the process of making each meal, aside a couple of them that I just really wanted to show you how I went about it somewhere towards the end. But what I've decided to do is, for the ones that I don't already have on my channel, I'm going to be remaking them again as standalone videos, where you get to then see the step-by-step process and entire procedure to making each and every one of them. If there's anyone in particular that you really want first, please let me know and I'll be glad to oblige you. So I was done doing my stir fry and I was just cleaning up my workstation. I found out that cooking in bulk, like keeping a workstation clean, is one of the hardest things, but I always try to ensure that I do that. And then, once I was done stir frying and mixing all of my ingredients together, I then started to, level and mount my bread. And this was pretty much what it was. So one slice of bread, and then I put some chicken and the mix in there, and then put another slice on it, and then layered with my lettuce, layered with my fried eggs, and put some additional chicken mix on it, and then covered just like you can see. And once I was done with this, I then decided to, in the pan, I had already put some butter, just to grease it a bit, and then added my bread, it could only take 3 at a time, so you know I had to be patient with this one, and then flipped on both sides, and this is what it turned out to look like. So this particular one I was making for 12 people, and you know I just added some sausages and you know just did some additional decor with the grapes on there. And then very quickly, once that was delivered, I went into making lunch. For lunch, it was, you know, like you saw in the menu, it was like different things entirely. So some people had rice and stew, some people had swallow, some people had like other stuff. So I was cooking more than 3 different meals at the same time, and this was me just showing you the pot of meat that I was going to be using for the soup. While all of that was cooking, I was done frying my turkey, and then I proceeded to making the stew. Again, I have a stew recipe on my channel, but I will definitely do another one because I want to show you another process of making stew with like grilled tomatoes, and you know how you just put like a whole burst of flavor in there. I had just added my tomatoes and let that stir fry with some curry leaf and thyme leaf. And thyme leaf was fresh, curry leaf was fresh but dry. And you know, once that had cooked down for some minutes and the oil had started to float, I knew my stew was ready, and then I went in with my turkey and whatnot. I'm now going to just keep quiet and let you enjoy this video, but I'll come back at, you know, intervals to let you know like specific things that I was doing. Here I was just trying to make my ogbono. This ogbono, hey, even me, when I tasted it, I was like, God, thank you so much, because at the start of this I said, you know what, Lord, please, I don't want to make any meals that I have made better ones before now. Like, make all of these ones the best that I've ever done. And God really came through for me, because even my husband was like, you are cooking in large quantities and it's tasting better than the ones that you cook in small quantities. Of course, he was just joking, but you know, everything was a bang. Look at this ogbono soup. I'm definitely doing a recipe for this one. Like I said, I don't want to bore you. This was egusi soup that I was making. Please enjoy the video, and I'll be back at intervals. Chef Toothpick in the building. I don't even know how to behave today. Thank you for still watching. Thank you for your continued support. I've just delivered lunch. I am now rushing back home to start off dinner. For this particular one, I said, you know what, all of the deliveries I will do myself, just because I wanted to honor her and just say thank you very much for, again, believing in my craft. But if you haven't tasted Chef Toothpick, you are really on a long thing. That sounded good coming out. I'll see you guys in a bit. So for dinner, I was mostly, you know, going to be making this my staple plantain and vegetable mix. And I was glad that a lot of them wanted it. And then it was 50% of that, and then 50% of mixed vegetable spaghetti. And so here I was making the spaghetti, and you know, I'll come back when I start to make the vegetable plantain mix. But enjoy. So for this mix, It's super, super, super delicious. Again, I paid more attention here, but I'm going to do a single video just showing you guys how I do this. And then as you can see in the pan, I just added some oil, onions, some freshly blended tomatoes, and then I just seasoned a bit, and I was going in now with my cabbage. I'll also be using some ugu, some pumpkin leaf, and then my fried plantain as well as my fried croaker fish. Please go in with whatever you want to use in terms of protein, but this is exactly how I make it. Again, I will do a separate video showing you in details and of course a slower version, but I just wanted you to know that this is the truth, and when you taste it, I'm not even giving it a name yet. I don't know what to call it, but when you taste it, trust me, you will love it. Anyways, I was done with dinner and I went off to deliver this to them, and boy, once it was morning the following day, I had to jump up again at 5 a.m. You can see how tired my eyes were. I made breakfast for them. They wanted some bread again, so that's why I didn't film that process. And this was me just, making lunch. And yeah, in here is just my you know how I love to season my turkey. This one I decided to just experiment a bit, and again I'll be showing you a detailed recipe, but I just blended some green pepper, yellow pepper, bay leaf, curry leaf, thyme, seasoned a bit with some oil. Then in this particular one, the dry mix I used was like paprika, barbecue seasoning, and a couple of other things. When you see the singular video, you'd see everything. Then I moved on to making my afang, because this soup, when I want to prove to people that, guys, I'm a fantastic cook, afang must be on that menu. So I made some afang for the team as well, and boy, did it cause some fights. Everybody that ordered every other thing else but this soup wanted to have a taste of it, that I had to remake again the following week, just to send down to their office, to make everybody happy, and that was totally free. Once I was done, again, I have my afang menu already I have my afang recipe on my channel, so you could check that out. This was me just finishing the egg sauce for the yam, for people that were eventually going to grudgingly eat that yam, because of course they saw sweet afang soup. But hey, it's chef toothpick, and everything I make is great. That was my little helper trying to really just help me, but there was no time. I needed to get this out and deliver it ASAP. Once lunch was out, I then proceeded to start it off with dinner. But hey, what do you think about my stickers? This was so last minute, but I was like, hey, I'm doing this, so I have to do it great and well. Anyways, that went out, and once I was back home, I started off with dinner. And for dinner, I was going to be making them this special loaded fried rice. You would see why it's special and loaded. That definitely deserves an entire video on its own. This is like Nigerian fried rice plus, Uzo's fried rice, or Chef Toothpick's fried rice, and a couple of other things. Here I just gone in with my vegetables. Oh, quick one. So for dinner, I was making them this fried rice. I was also going to be making steamed rice with some beef veggie sauce, as well as salad. I also made some goat meat pepper soup, and yeah, I think that was it really. So this rice, I said it needs to stand alone. That turkey that I grilled, as well as some chicken, it needs to stand alone. So all of this you're going to be definitely seeing in another video, or in a series of other videos. Here I added some caramelized onions, and I think this was like the star of the meal. It just entirely changed this taste of fried rice. And usually I'll use caramelized onions for like barbecue and sandwiches, but I just decided, okay, let me try it in fried rice and see what it does, and it was a fantastic decision. Once I was done with that, this is the beef stir fry sauce I was making as well. I just quickly, jumbled everything in there, because it's veggies, so it doesn't really take that long, and you don't want to overcook your vegetables so that they don't get too soft or, start melting in the sauce. Once that was done, I just quickly added some starch, some corn flour, sorry, to the mix so that I could, you know, produce some juice. And voila, this was dinner spread. Did they enjoy it? They definitely did, and they came back for more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until my next video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Mwah, bye.